Good morning. This is Josh Hayes with Hedge Plus, and here's the market monitor for Thursday, September 11th. We're in that period right now where if there's really not anything happening, anything changing, any major developments, the tendency is going to just be to focus on what's expected to be a really big crop, a record-breaking crop, and to drift down. And certainly not much to depart from that pattern this week. We've got the USDA report tomorrow, and that will give us our new set of fundamentals to work with. And not really expecting anything that would be too bullish to come out of that. I think everybody is expecting a little bit of yield decrease. A major yield decrease would certainly be bullish and certainly spark a rally, but I don't think anyone truly thinks that's going to happen. For the USDA to turn around so quickly, it could definitely have a significant reduction in yield by the end of the year. That's the way they handled it last year. In fact, last year we actually had a yield increase in September from August. However, we have seen yields lowered for the last 6 years. That is the typical pattern. And we certainly think there's enough dryness and disease and certainly reports of people once they got into the field that things weren't quite as good as they appeared from satellite and from the road. So I think the expectation is that the USDA will make a small decrease tomorrow and really won't change the picture too much. Aside from that, we are leaning on things like strong ethanol production in order to have any kind of hope. And we had the highest production level in the past 12 weeks. That's more of a relief than anything to hang your hat on. You don't want to see one of our rocks, I guess. Ethanol production's been something that's been pretty stable, and you could count on it continuing to grow. And you didn't want to see it fall off. And oil prices have been so low. That's been part of the reason there hasn't been as much demand for ethanol. But I'm very confident that we're going to see oil turn around at some point, and it's good to see ethanol production maintaining pace with what the USDA is expecting in the meantime. On the bear side, there is a definite growing concern that the oil industry through politicians in oil-rich states, that they're going to win out in this fight against reassigning small refinery exemptions to larger refineries. Apparently, the EPA has a proposal on the desk at the White House right now that only reallocates about 50% of the 1.1 billion gallons of renewable fuel exempted for small plants. That would be about a loss of 550 million gallons of demand. So it's been quite a weight on the soybean market via soybean oil. And it just, reading between the lines, it just seems like there's really some heavy, lobbying going on. Lots of Republican congressmen pushing on the side of the oil industry against these exemptions being reassigned. And, Trump's got a big budget battle to fight here soon, and that's going to be tough to keep everyone on board. So you got to wonder if he's going to have to, relent on this one. And you just kind of wonder where is the help for farmers going to come? And I know it's something you just logically think farmers are going to. We're a big backer of Trump, that they're going to, be kept in mind, and that he's going to make sure things work out. We know that bailouts and emergency payments aren't the solution. We've seen that as a big topic this week as well, how the money just ends up in the hands of the seed producers and the fertilizer producers. So the real solution is to open up the marketplace and find new markets for American agricultural products, and obviously to address the high input costs. But this is just one more battle looming that it doesn't look right now that it's going to particularly go too well for the farmer. And then we've got rising production estimates for Russian wheat crop once again. All the talk about weather, and it has been dry there. It's a big country. There's definitely some regions that are having some dryness, but for the most part, it always comes out in the end. It seems that regardless of the weather in one area, the overall crop seems to be growing each year, and that again is the case for the Russian wheat crop, and that comes at a time where there's already worry of oversupply and lessening demand. So not exactly a bullish picture there for wheat. Taking a look at the weather, the south and the east are still missing rain. We are getting some good rain up to the north and the northwest, helping the wheat crop. So again, nothing really supportive of wheat prices right now. Still not much concern about the dry weather. Definitely will impact soybeans. You would think in the end, the worry more for corn is with disease. But it definitely was dry in August in Illinois and Indiana, and has led to crop conditions declining. So I think this will eventually show up even with corn. Canada, rain there, it's needed rain. It's slowing things down, slowing down harvest and field work, but probably a positive overall. In Brazil, early rain could delay planting, but hey, this is a country that faces a La Nina possibility where they'd get very little rain, so they're very happy to get rain right now, build up the soil moisture, even if it does mean slowing down the planting. Russia, Ukraine, Black Sea region, still very dry there. Next 10 days still shows very little to no rain. But again, not anything that is showing up in the market or impacting prices just yet. The bigger focus is on larger production estimates. International cash prices, this is a real concern going forward. You can see we don't have the lowest price corn right now. We do have the lowest price soybeans by a lot. Not only we have that big gap still between us and Brazil, we've formed quite a big gap with Argentina. This should be supportive. We should sell a lot of beans. I know we're not selling them to China, but if you're any country but China, why would you buy from anybody but us right now? And that definitely helps lessen the problem, the issue with China not buying from us. It doesn't take care of everything. Certainly the cherry on top would be China eventually buying from us. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Doesn't look like it's even going to happen this year. But in the meantime, we should be able to get some soybeans sold, which should hopefully keep us, at least floating around where we are right now, and make our worst case scenario hopefully still start with a $10 amount before it. But our advantage with corn is definitely narrowed and basically lost. And then with wheat, we've got now lower priced wheat coming out of the Black Sea region. We've got lower priced wheat coming out of Russia, and we got lower priced wheat coming out of the Baltic states. So that's going to make it really hard to see any kind of significant rally with wheat anytime soon. But yeah, the corn one is certainly concerning. I also just saw that Argentina, their plans for this coming crop year, which is going to be, getting underway soon here, getting planted, is to shift more acres to corn. So you got Brazil, growing this massive soybean crop. Argentina already grows a massive corn crop, and it's only going to get bigger. So we got, a two-headed monster down south to fight against, and that's definitely something to be watching going forward. They're already, offering up the lowest priced corn on the market right now, and in good supply. And going forward in years to come, that problem's just probably going to get more accentuated. Taking a look at overnight prices, we are drifting a little bit up on the overnight. After drifting around all week, it's nice to see some green on the board, but really this still doesn't put us anywhere ahead of where we were even 2 days ago. On Tuesday's market monitor at this time, we are now down about 3 cents from there with corn. Corn was around 4.21. Soybeans are down about 5 cents. They were around 10.35, and wheat is down about 9 cents. They were about 5.23 as of Tuesday morning. So while we're up a little bit on the overnight, we continue to drift down for the week. That is all for this week. Again, we've got the big USDA report tomorrow. It's not typically too impactful. It's something that no one's really expecting. The big surprises would be a massive cut in yield, which certainly I'd just be shocked to see that. It would completely flip the picture, and you can bet we'd be making some aggressive moves come Monday if that would be the case. And the other possible surprise would be to leave yield unchanged, and that would be a real bearish impact on the market. Tomorrow we also have Jason's Feedlot Focus, his weekly video talking about cattle and hog markets. So we'll have that as well. Hope everyone is ready for a great harvest and has some good luck.